Hi, welcome back. Thanks for starting off another week of Your News Today with me tonight. US 460 going towards Morgan County and vice versa is open. I feel as though balloons and confetti should fall from the roof at any time. It feels as though it's been closed for years, but definitely, well, we have come to learn, and especially those who travel it daily or often to some degree, it's been closed for close to 2 months now. First, the bridge reconstruction project there at the Robin Holbrook Memorial Bridge at White Oak. And then, of course, immediately following that, the culvert replacement, which itself took nearly a month, about 3 weeks or so. But just this afternoon, I received word from the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet that 460 is open. Still a final coat of blacktop to go over top of the culvert replacement, but nevertheless, you can travel all the way without having to take a detour in either direction between here and Morgan County. Now, I suspect that a lot of folks who travel that often or daily might, just out of habit, forget and take the long way around once or twice over the next couple of days. It's going to be hard to not do so, I think, for some folks, but nevertheless, it is open, and we're glad to report that. It's been a big bottleneck for a lot of folks, and a lot of folks, of course, traveling to and from West Liberty each and every day. Of course, Angie, one of them, and Morgan County ARH. So glad to see that back open. Glad to be able to report that. It is December the 7th. And it is, of course, today that the United States stopped and paused to mark 79 years. 79 years. It was 7:55 this morning when our own Albert Patrick, who's no longer with us, of course, was among many soldiers who saw those first bombs drop at Pearl Harbor. A moment of silence at the site of the U.S. Arizona, as well as other places across America, in recognition of that attack and the 2,300 troops who died in that attack and the more than 900 sailors and Marines who remain entombed on the U.S. Arizona, including sailors and Marines from Magoffin County. 79 years this morning. A fatal auto accident over the course of the weekend. A 27-year-old man from Pike County, identified as Brandon Hamilton, lost his life in a two-car crash. It was this morning, I understand, early this morning in the Rattlers Creek area, that he lost control of his vehicle, crossed into the other lane, and collided with a Wayne Supply Service truck. Wet roads were believed to have been a contributing factor. It closed US 23 in Pike County for some time this morning near Rattlers Creek. Again, Brandon Hamilton, 27, pronounced dead at the scene. I have a lot of COVID news, and it's some good news. Certainly with a vaccine update from the state, and there's a glimmer of hope that can be found in our state and local updates tonight. We hope that is a trend that follows. I'll get to that in just a few seconds. Sports scores as Johnson County, Johnson Central, and Paintsville are still grinding it out in the postseason, which is not unusual this time of year for either team, but I'll give you that update in just a few moments as well. First off, a man was arrested by Sayersville police for charges of assault, resisting arrest, giving an officer false information as well. This after he headbutted a female in an attack and then fled the scene on foot. Sayersville police officer Jeremiah Watson arrested 32-year-old Jeffrey Michael Luftos of Michigan on charges of assault in the fourth, resisting, menacing, and giving police false information. This over the course of the weekend, last night actually, on Sugar Camp in Dixie. Authorities, including State Trooper Ryan Hale, responded to a domestic situation, and when they arrived, they found that the suspect, Luftos, had ran into the woods in Sugar Camp, and they confirmed that a female had been attacked, showing signs of a physical attack, saying that she had literally jumped out of a moving vehicle to try to get away from the suspect, and that he had ran from the residence in the area where he was at when he heard that law enforcement was coming. The same law enforcement found him about a mile into the woods, lying under a fallen tree covered in leaves. When asked to show his hands, he resisted and then started an altercation with officers, which he continued to do after he was brought back to the cruiser, where he gave police false information about his name and birth date. Luftos was also found to be wanted out of Michigan for domestic violence there. While this incident of domestic violence remains under investigation by local authorities. Also from local officials this evening, the information to the left of your screen is the description of a man which is the subject of an investigation from Floyd County. Floyd County authorities, law enforcement there, 911 actually being notified here in Magoffin County of a man passing fake $100 bills, very real-looking $100 bills, which can pass the marker test, but upon closer inspection are definitely counterfeit. We'll try to find out more for you tomorrow, but this is the information that I have as of this hour. The man doing so in the Abbott Creek area and as well as the Magoffin County area possibly is described as a male with a dark complexion, height anywhere from 5'7" to 6'2", but seen on a couple of different occasions at least, wearing possibly a light blue Adidas jumpsuit or maybe a gray hoodie, driving a tan or gold Toyota Corolla that has a blue trunk lid attached to it. The original no longer there, and a blue one put in its place. Those are the only details I have and the only information that I have at this hour. That's just coming from the Magoffin County Judge's Office a few moments ago. Again, I'll try to gather more for you tomorrow. This is the second report that I'm trying to run down in just the past couple of days involving counterfeit money, and a lot of it going around in Magoffin and the surrounding county area. Last week, the report that I received was of several phony $20 bills in the Middle Fork area. And today, it's $100 bills in the Abbott area, possibly in Floyd County, and then making their way on into Salyersville. So be sure to check out very thoroughly any $100 bills, any currency that you accept as a business owner or employee at this time, and notify local authorities if you have any reason to suspect that any of the bills are counterfeit. I'll be right back. The votes are in and it's unanimous. The Homestyle Bowl is back for a limited time at your Salyersville Lee's famous recipes. Savory chicken strips, kernel corn, cheddar cheese, our famous gravy, all on a bed of beautiful mashed potatoes. It's a meal or a side, and it's for a limited time at your Salyersville Lee's. Go with All Pro, and you'll always get a perfectly finished project backed by decades of experience and thousands of satisfied customers. Always with the best prices on everything from small to large remodels, bathrooms to kitchens to entire homes, or turnkey new construction on everything from garages, homes to retail space. And seamless gutters too. And All Pro still offers 0% financing for up to 18 months and long-term low interest rates on those big projects. For an estimate, call this family-owned business today. We know that life cannot come to a complete standstill because of the pandemic, but we can make sure that you can continue to bank safely and securely by calling either branch of the Salyersville National Bank to schedule any in-lobby services, or by using either of our drive-thrus. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5, and the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Or by taking advantage of our completely free 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, banking by phone, remote deposit, automatic payment services, and more. Salyersville National Bank, always making your banking easier and safer. Conley Tire in Staffordsville or ConleyTire.net right now and get $200 back on a new set of Goodyears, $100 on new Generals, Coopers, Bridgestones, and Mickey Thompsons, all with the smoothest balancing Snap-on has to offer. And if your ride has a light on, let their state-of-the-art Zeus diagnostic machine figure it out for only $35 at Conley Tire. Your local COVID update forthcoming in just a few moments. Let's start with that of the state tonight. Another record-setting week for cases last week here in Kentucky. Sunday, just yesterday, marking 9 months exactly to the day that the first case of the coronavirus was determined or believed to have shown up here in the state of Kentucky. In 9 months, just over 200,000 cases. We also have over 2,560 deaths as of yesterday, and of course we added to that number today. The governor, though, announcing some positive news after referring to those record high numbers, record cases and deaths last week. A little good news tonight in the fact that the exponential rate of growth, those cases, well, have not climbed at quite such an intense or high rate for the past couple of days. The last week of the current executive order for bars and restaurants is set to expire in about a week's time. The governor asking everyone this week and, of course, following to do their part in lieu of hoping that we can continue to slow down numbers as what we have seen at least for the past couple of days. But first, an update on the vaccines coming to Kentucky from the governor, saying that we are still set to see our first round from Pfizer of about 38,000 on or around December the 15th, and the next from Moderna of 76,000 the following week, but that also we could see 3 more rounds of vaccines, maybe all within the month of December.
And these are all the first doses. So the federal government tells us that they are holding back the second dose, the booster. And for Pfizer, they will ship that 3 weeks after the initial dose. That's when it needs to be provided. And it's 4 weeks after the Moderna. Now, what's not shown on here is we believe that we are going to have 2 more shipments of the Pfizer vaccine. We also hope that those are in December, but we haven't been given firm numbers. Better news in how much we anticipate we're going to get, but still not getting past that first grouping, at least for December. But the more we get in December, the faster we can potentially move to other groups, January, February. So that's good news. Today's COVID report, it's hard to say that this is good news, but it's 1,972 new cases of the coronavirus. Remember, Mondays are typically our lowest days. And this is a lot of cases for the day of the week that's supposed to be the lowest day. But this is lower today's than our last 2 Mondays before it.
In addition to those 1,972 cases today, there were 10 deaths reported. 2 of those were listed as an 86 and an 87-year-old, both men, out of Johnson County. I'll have some more Johnson County numbers when we get to our local COVID numbers in just a few moments. While on a national note, we're told that President Trump is believed to be signing tomorrow an executive order that will put America first in regards to vaccines, saying that with the signature to that executive order, Americans will be the first to access the coronavirus before the United States starts sending vaccines to other countries around the world. This, of course, coming just literally only a few days before the FDA meets this Thursday in regards to biotech and Pfizer's emergency application for authorization of their coronavirus vaccine. That order, as he signs, will also include what goes along with distributing the vaccines to other countries around the world after the United States. Now, also in regards to the vaccine, school superintendents across Kentucky, including Superintendent of Schools in Magafa County, Scott Helton, were notified by the governor last week via a conference call and instructed to go ahead, put a plan together, get a number of their staff and personnel that want to take the vaccine, and that will as soon as it is possible. No specific timeline has been given by the state, but the governor promising school superintendents that our educators, teachers, and staff, all staff, will be considered a very top priority just as soon as the vaccines become more readily available. Superintendent Helton told me last Friday afternoon that they were to give some more guidance, if you will, from the state on that, and we'll be talking to him hopefully in the coming days. Your local COVID update comes in just a few seconds. Some good news we can squeeze out of that as well. First, I think I have a brief community calendar brought to you by McGoffin Farm Bureau. First, a birthday wish from a list of everyone who thinks this man is simply nothing but super intelligent and awesome and just the best of... First, a birthday wish tonight from a list of everyone who thinks this man is absolutely a truly remarkable human being, caring and funny and intelligent. Wesley Brown, from your mom, and... No, just from your mom. That's it. Happy birthday, Wes Brown. Happy birthday to you. Sincerely from your mom and from us as well. Wes, as you know, helps us around the newsroom and doesn't cause as much trouble as he could. But we're very, very grateful to have him help with our video efforts and otherwise. So, sincerely from your mom, and Wes, I guess we'll join in saying happy birthday to you as well. Wesley Brown, happy birthday to you. And that's all I got. So we'll go on to just a quick reminder that if you want your birthday or someone else's on the show, tell me. If you got a calendar announcement from your church group organization, tell me. If you want any announcements for birthdays, birth announcements, or anniversaries published in the Independent, well, they're free there too, but send those to Joe, J-O, at SagersvilleIndependent.com. Moving on, obituaries are sponsored nightly, as you know, I believe, by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Tonight we have services which have been arranged by the Sagersville Funeral Home for 78-year-old Becky Arnott, Rebecca Becky Howard Arnott of Zag Road in West Liberty, formerly of Sagersville, who passed away on Saturday at the Sagersville Nursing Home. The daughter of the late John Tom and Nanny Step Howard. She survived by daughters Jonna Arnott Prater, Nancy Marie Arnott, brother Babe Howard of Stanton, 8 grandkids, 10 great-grandkids, and a host of family and friends. A private graveside service for Becky Arnott will be held at a later date. And we've also learned of the passing of 65-year-old Eddie Dean Harvey of Owingsville, but formerly of Sagersville. He passed away on today's date, survived by his wife, Debbie Howard Harvey. Arrangements incomplete, but to be announced soon through the McGoffin County Funeral Home.
It's the most wonderful time of the year, and as always, Appalachian Wireless has the most unbelievable sale. Appalachian Wireless has made shopping for the holidays safe and more accommodating to meet the needs of our customers. The one-day sale of years past is now a rest of the year sale. Simply visit one of our 27 retail locations and get what you need through the end of the year, or reserve online to make an appointment for the phone you want, and we'll call you when it's ready. Happy holidays. We are you. We are Appalachian Wireless.
Nearly everything today is about being safe and well, and Parkway Pharmacy has 2 great ways to get your prescriptions quickly, safely, and conveniently. Simply pull up curbside and call and let them know you're there, or circle around the building and drive through. And just in, a fresh inventory of Atalo, premium CBD oil and cream products for managing pain, anxiety, depression, rest, digestion, and more. All at Parkway Pharmacy in Salyersville. Same 6 decades of experience, same undivided dedication and focus on winning your case. New location. The law offices of McFarland and Tinker are now located on Route 114 in the former McGoffin Farm Bureau location. Motor vehicle accidents, Social Security disability, SSI claims, wrongful death and workers' compensation and work injury cases. Call 349-9000. McFarland and Tinker. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. In our local COVID update tonight, November for McGoffin County COVID-19 cases surpasses all other 8 months of the pandemic. Starting into the first week in December, we see, at least for the past 3 days, counting today, an average number of cases that is lower than what we've seen in many, many weeks. What could be possibly perceived as the start of at least a leveling off for the state. And we still had we had a record high last week, but the growth was not quite as such a high trajectory. And I understand that we're kind of starting off the first 3 days of counting here in McGoffin County, hopefully following the same trend?
Well, hopefully, this weekend we only had 6 cases for Saturday and Sunday. That's a total of 6 cases, and I think that's been the lowest number we've had quite a while for the weekend. But we did have 15 today, and so that's a pretty good number. But like I say, that's just 21 in 3 days, so that may average 7 a day. So if we keep it that would be bringing us down quite a bit.
Any significance or relationship between either of those 21 to the previous nursing home?
No, we didn't. I don't think we had anything from the nursing home. They test on, I think, Saturday. We get our results back on them Tuesday, tomorrow, and but a lot of those residents have already tested positive, so I don't think the numbers are going to be very much with that. Some of the church members, I mean, just one or two here and there with other churches that we've already talked about. I know most of the churches went back for services this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. I know some of them started going virtual again for a couple of 3 weeks, and now I think most of them went back to live. So we'll see how that pans out. And with Thanksgiving, should we get some numbers from Thanksgiving that was just over. November was our largest month since the pandemic's been here. We had 345 cases, which is over half the total number we've had for the whole pandemic. So November was a bad month for the virus for McGoffin County.
9 months into it, November, the 1 month, over half of our total cases.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. We went along smooth sailing there for 2 or 3 months. We had 0 and then 1 and then that, but now it's snowballing, and I'm going to go back and try to pinpoint back exactly where all our cases came from. If it was socializing, churches, nursing home, and kind of break it down into a percentage of what came from all of it. Maybe we could see that trend and maybe try to stop it. If the people listen, stop it where it's been the worst.
I know that we've of course passed 2,000 deaths in the state of Kentucky, and today the death total from our long-term care centers was almost 1,400. So there's no doubt that's where we're seeing the majority of it, not just statewide, but I guess we're here in McGoffin County as well. We're talking about 100, at least a sixth of our total population has come from the Sayersville nursing.
Yeah, 60. They said 65% of the deaths are from our long-term health care places, and that's why that they're going to be the first vaccinated. They're going to get the priority because that is where we're seeing most of the deaths. So every long-term health care person, resident or employee, will be getting the vaccine when it first comes out, prioritized over everybody else.
Looking elsewhere in neighboring Floyd County, Friday they had 22 additional cases, another death, 8 deaths confirmed, and they're waiting confirmation on what they believe are many, many other COVID-19 related deaths in Floyd County. Saturday, 15 cases, 10 in the hospital. Yesterday in Floyd County, 9 new cases. In Johnson County, going back to Friday, they had 48 cases reported Friday. 30 of those 48 were from the Big Sandy Regional Detention Center. The only good news to add to that, according to Administrator Byron Hansford, is that all were asymptomatic or showing only mild symptoms, with no severe symptoms right now, but a large number of cases coming from the Big Sandy Regional Jail, as, of course, other facilities of the like are seeing across the state of Kentucky. We'll keep you up to date on that development. Saturday, Johnson County added 11 new cases and 1 death, 17 lives lost thus far. Yesterday, just 4 cases in Johnson County, but they've got over 1,020 cases. It's not unusual for Paintsville and Johnson Central to still be grinding it out on the gridiron this far into the postseason, and indeed they are, and indeed they will be again this Friday night. Both now regional champions after this past Friday. We'll begin with state champs Johnson Central, who doubled up on Corbin 28-14 at home. That gives them a season of 10-0 thus far, 7-0 and 6-0. Going into what will now be their 4th round of the playoffs, as they are now regional champs and will host Franklin County this Friday night. So that is the semis. You have Boyle County and Hopkinsville in the first half, or one half of 4A, and then you've got Johnson Central and Franklin County on the other side of the bracket, making up the other of the last 4 of 4A. Both of those games to tip off this Friday night, 7:30 Central at home, and then the winner will be playing Kroger Field. The winners will be playing at Kroger Field The next weekend on the 18th, kickoff set for 7 o'clock. As for Paintsville and the Tigers, an easy roll over Hazard. They beat Hazard 54-0 back in the early regular season, 39-7 this past Friday night. So they too regional champions. They too advance. They do it right now with an 8-2 record on the season, and they will be hosting Newport Catholic this Friday night at 7:30. Now, Newport Catholic as well, an 8-2 team coming into the matchup. And in the first half of the semis, you've got Kentucky Country Day and Williamsburg. And then on the other side of the bracket, you've got Paintsville and Newport Central Catholic. And they, too, will be playing the winners of those two games at Kroger Field at 11 o'clock on the morning of the 18th. And that leaves me time to go into your Licking Valley RACC forecast. And I've got 2 special days, I think, in the 7-day towards the latter part of the week. Pretty nice ones at that. Not so much of a beautiful weekend ahead, but getting there is going to be a nice ride. Tonight, mid-20s, mostly cloudy. A few flurries could continue, and that's just about all you're going to see for the rest of your Monday. Mostly cloudy skies, 25, a flurry or 2. Tomorrow, sunny and low 40s. 42, 22 for tomorrow night's low, dry, still partly cloudy tomorrow night, so a little below average, but low 40s and some sunshine. It's not too awfully bad. But it is Wednesday and Thursday and Friday that we really start to shine. We should bust the 50 mark midweek, becoming sunny, completely sunny by mid-afternoon, I think. 50 for your high, 30 for your low. Clear skies continue late Wednesday, and then check it out, upper 50s for your Thursday. Sunny, mostly clear, start to finish, 57 for your high. Just above freezing for Thursday night's low. And if you're liking that trend, well, it rolls on. One more day until the hammer falls again. So 57 and sunny on your Thursday, and then Friday, we might see the 60s roll into town. Partly sunny, still dry, no showers, nighttime lows in the low 40s. That's a nice little run there. Temperatures hold on Saturday, but our next system or systems start to bring us more clouds and showers than not. So 58, mostly cloudy, and a 50% chance of showers into your Saturday night, a lingering chance of showers to the tune of 20-30% on Sunday. And then temperatures go right back down where they came from. 47 Sunday with a little sun, 42, very little sun on your Monday, and holding on to shower chances again. We're just getting started for this week of coverage. Hope to see you back here tomorrow night. As always, a sincere thank you for watching, and be sure and let our sponsors know you are each and every time you get a chance. Good night again. See you tomorrow.